All right. With any luck, we are streaming live. This is a maiden voyage of the comic book gurus on both X and on YouTube. So if you are seeing this and you want to comment, let me know if this is going out. It appears to be. All the buttons and dials seem to be working. I'm Steve Morrison from the Preston and Steve Show, and we are looking at the comic book gurus. Hopefully, you're looking at the comic book gurus. Comment if, in fact, you are, if anyone is seeing this. We're looking at Craig Legans, Rockstar Rob, and Steph. Everyone's here. The reason we are here is to discuss the Fantastic Four trailer, First Steps. Second trailer just dropped. Again, if anybody is visibly able to see this and comment, we'd appreciate it. It appears to be going out, so we'll take that for what it's worth. I avoided watching this trailer, guys. At least I caught a couple minutes of it, just to make sure that I could catch it in real time with you guys. The movie is scheduled to open. What is it? Okay, we're getting a comment here. Okay, happy to be watching, says Corey McConney. I'm gonna add you to the. Let me see, pop you over there.
Hey, Corey.
There we go. Say hi to Corey.
Hey.
All right.
Hey, Corey.
Corey McConney, and he's watching on YouTube. There we go. So the movie opens up on 7/25, July 25th. It is the first film of Phase 6 of the cinematic universe. And guys, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but in my vernacular, when I'm dealing with a Phase 6, that is a bowel movement so powerful. Oh, and Corey says he can hear us all. That's great too, Corey. Thank you. So powerful that there's no force in the universe that can stop me from defecating. I hope that will not be a correlation to the trailer and the movie. I am gonna say I'm excited. So let's, before we roll this trailer, and by the way, we're gonna try to run this thing with the audio. It seems to be okay. I've checked out some of the other YouTube videos and it seems like that's all right. If we get dinged and shut down and I'm having to deal with ATF agents at the house and I'm being perp walked out, you'll understand. I let the audio run on a Marvel video. That's what that's about. So let me say hi to you guys. First off, Craig, how are you?
So good, Steve. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Rockstar Rob, how are you? Always sort of dark.
I am in Fantastic Four heaven.
Well, let me tell you this. Anybody who's watching this, Rob is absolutely beyond question the Fantastic Four fan to end all Fantastic Four fans. Has been forever. Annoyingly so, I'll say. But I appreciate his adoration for it. Steph, where do you fall? This is Steph, by the way. Where do you fall on the Fantastic Four fandom level?
Kind of low. I'm so sorry, Rob.
Kind of low. Would you say that you were a fan of the other films, that came out? I myself am not horribly dismissive of them. I think they were pretty good. I loved actually the way the Silver Surfer was rendered. And there are questions about what we're going to see as far as this version of the Silver Surfer. Right now, guys, Corey has the lead on commenting on us. He's watching us. So we have at least one person watching. If this is going through on Twitter, if you are watching on X, I should say, and you see this on X, let us know. Yes, where do you all, do you believe that there's been any level of justice done to the Fantastic Four in the cinematic world up to now? Throw up your hands. This is an open forum. Go ahead. Yes, Craig.
The one thing they got absolutely right was the voice of Lawrence Fishburne for the Silver Surfer and the Fantastic Four 2, Rise of the Silver Surfer.
It was
other
excellent.
Other than that, and I go back, Steve, I saw the original, the first Fantastic Four film in 1984, 40 years ago, that they never released, a la Batgirl. You can find it now on online, I found it on a VHS tape at a really early Comic-Con. But we've come a long way since then, hopefully.
And we learned, Rob, that entire film was basically just a tax write-off. It was done to keep the rights. Am I correct on that?
I believe you are correct. They were just trying to retain the name because Marvel was going through. Everybody was. They were,
Bankrupt.
selling off everything.
Yeah, I watched a documentary about it, and they the actors were not even aware that they were basically putting on a high school production to keep the rights. No one clued them in on that.
But you were asking about the older movies, and I have to say, in that lineup with like Jessica Alba and stuff, and Michael Chiklis, there's a scene where Mr. Fantastic is fighting with the Thing, and he wraps himself all around them, and it is straight out of the first issue of the Fantastic Four.
So they were getting some things right.
Yeah,
All right.
maybe
So-
not put in the right places, but when I saw that, I'm like, oh my God, he wrapped himself all around them just like he did in FF #1.
So here's what we're going to do, by the way. I want you guys to do me a favor. You, comic book gurus, somebody log on to X if you have my account. See if we're streaming. We're getting a lot of YouTube, but not a lot of X. And then, God damn it, this is going to be our first time. I want to make sure it's working. So we're going to do a couple things here. Again, as I said before, we're probably going to set off the YouTube police, but it seems to be okay to run the trailer, which we're going to do. While we're waiting for any of you to check your... I think Craig is checking his phone to see. Are we streaming?
Oh yeah.
Oh, how do we look?
We look good. We look damn good.
All right. So let's see if anybody on YouTube. Listen, I get it. It's Friday. A lot of people are going out with their best gals, going out to the mall shop. Then they're going
The mall shop.
You look.
I wish they still had mall shops. I'd go.
Let me tell you something. The milkshake we did with Nifty 50s and that gingerbread cake, the show did. Holy crap, that was good. But I digress because none of that makes an appearance in the Fantastic Four. So, all right, I'm going to ask you guys now. Give the thumbs up if I roll this with the audio and we just shut up and watch it and then go through. Thumbs up. Craig, are you thumbs up or thumbs down? Are we running a major risk? Thumbs up for Craig. Rob?
I think we should be talking while we're going, but I'll follow whatever you guys want.
Okay, so he's you're more no. Oh, okay. Let's see. We got all right. I'm going to acknowledge you all look good. Says Karen Maffey.
Thank you,
that's my
Karen.
You know Karen? Thank you, Karen. We're rocking YouTube. X not so much. Is X more divisive? Twitter is. All social media is very, very encouraging and wonderful. That's what I found out. Everyone is just.
We have 93
aces.
people looking at us on X right now.
On 93, very okay. Thank you guys. All right, so I'm going to shut up. Let's roll the trailer again. We'll see what happens. I'm going to boost the audio a little bit. I'm excited because I have not watched the whole thing through. So here we go. And if anyone really is just so overwhelmed that they have to make a comment, by all means, make it. You're dealing with the best of the best. These guys know their stuff. So here we go.
Wow, folks, we all know the story. 4 brave astronauts head up into space and come back forever changed.
This car?
Our city, our planet, owe a debt to these intrepid souls.
All right, I got to jump in myself. I love this retro stuff. I love this retro look. I love this, everything about this. So I'm going to shut up and continue.
And while we can never repay them, we can certainly celebrate them.
Thank you, Fantastic Four. Thank you.
Thank you, Fantastic Four!
Please welcome the Fantastic Four.
Herbie, how's that sauce looking? Okay. That is fantastic.
You're late.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? You're late for dinner.
Yes, we are.
You late?
I just said that.
Are you pregnant?
What? You're gonna be the best mom in the world. And you are gonna be the best dad. Just kidding. You are out of your depth. We are gonna be the best uncles ever.
We can do this. Nothing is going to change.
Music by Michael Giacchino, by the way.
Are you the protectors of this world?
Yes, we are.
Your planet is now marked for death.
It's my fault. I stretched the bounds of space.
And they hurt.
Are we safe?
I don't know. There's not enough time.
I'm not giving up. We will face this together. We will fight it together. As a family. Has to be us.
Cool.
We will protect you.
Ah. Very cool. Very cool. Let me get back to the stuff at the beginning there. Start at the beginning, I should say. So I just caught pieces of it. If I had some issues, and I still, you never know the way this is going to go, but I think it's a home run in resetting the clock on this and taking it back to the beginning. This is the foundational team, right? And by the way, you guys correct any stupid thing that I might say, but the Fantastic Four kind of led everything. So taking it back to the time period in which the original comics were coming out makes a lot of sense. We had Kevin Smith on the show, and he said he believes, and this is his take, that we're in an alternate Earth, and that this will be a touching, harrowing story that ends with the demise of these versions of the Fantastic Four. I'll throw that right out there. What do you think?
I think he is so wrong.
Okay.
Completely wrong. And I wish I was on the show with you because I think you would have had a fight. I would have been arguing with him.
I would have pounded you because it would have taken about an hour to get that one sentence out. So that, what
I would have been arguing.
I have a long-standing rule with Rob. If he's talking for a minute and hasn't gotten to a point, I have the right to smack him. I've never had to do that, but no. So you think no, Rob? Why is that?
Because everything we've seen is everything that we've read, we've seen is leading them away from this Earth. They've alluded that they're not actually from this Earth.
Where did they? What comes to mind in either of the two major trailers? Did they indicate that?
There was footage, when they were showing the art of the film drawings.
Oh, Earth was spelled EARF. It was Earth.
No, but they were showing that the people were all against them. Like there were gangsters like shooting at them, and I think it's because they finally realized that they're not from here.
Okay.
And there's stuff on that board that Reed Richards was working on that also kind of shows they're trying to leave. Excuse me. And I think that they were lost in the quantum realm. There were actually they could have been with Hank Pym back then. But they got caught in the quantum realm and they ended up on this Earth, and they were trying to find a way back. Took a rocket ship into space.
So you believe they? So okay. So let me ask you this, Craig. Is there something to be said? And by the way, this is a bunch of minutiae. This is what these guys do. So this is what the Comic Book Gurus is about. But if you're into this crap, and I am, Lord help me, Steph, you are as well. But there's many times where I feel like we're in the backseat of our car talking while the parents are talking up front about what's going on. So in this, do you believe, Craig, that this could be a case where the Fantastic Four, by the end of this movie, perhaps have to leave Earth and end up in another our Earth? Because we do know that the Doctor Doom movie, that the a number of the characters were Here we go. Rich just joined. I'm going to add Rich. Anybody who, there we go. Rich.
Well,
Thank
Rich.
you. I made it. There we go. Hello. There we go. He's on. Okay. Thank you, Rich. So is there a possibility that they have to leave the Earth that they're currently in and come to our Earth? Give me your take on this.
I believe that this Fantastic Four is a different universe than ours. You know, we're still in the multiverse,
Right.
kids. So this is an Earth that the Fantastic Four are the only heroes there. They're not going to run into Iron Man or Spider-Man. There's no Avengers. It's just them, which is why they're so beloved nationwide.
Right.
I believe with this Galactus and Silver Surfer, the Silver Surfer was brought to that Earth because that's a world for a Galactus to eat. And I think by the end of this Fantastic Four first steps, we're going to see them in our universe.
So Matthew here, Matthew Hegarty, I've heard this mentioned. What do you think about this? At the end of the movie, I have a feeling they will end up in the 616 universe we all know. That's basically what you were suggesting, correct?
Exactly. Yes. Thank you, Matt. You echoed my thoughts eloquently.
Yes.
And let me add something. In this movie, Shallabal is the Silver Surfer, not Norrin Rad.
Hold 1 second. I got to jump right in. Could you wave to Rich, Steph?
Yes, I did it whole night.
That was definitely more important.
I think so. So continue.
In the comic book, there is a Earth that Shallabal ended up being the Silver Surfer, and that was Earth 9997.
Okay.
So,
and is this the female Silver Surfer we're seeing in this movie?
Yes.
But who, by the way, is only in a handful of the comics, correct?
No, she was in a lot of things because she was kidnapped by Mephisto, and then Doom married her to manipulate Silver Surfer so he could get the power cosmic. So Shallabal has been she was the love of Norrin Rad's life.
So why do we get the impression that she, and a lot of the people who are complaining about listen, I love Silver Surfer's always been one of my favorites. It just looks so cool. I've always loved the look. Thought he was done a good job in the previous movie. He looked really good, and I agree. Lawrence Fishburne did a fantastic job with the voice. But so you're saying that despite the claims that this female Silver Surfer was just kind of a passing thing, that she is more substantial in the comic realm?
The character is, but her being a Silver Surfer was only, as far as we knew, 9997 Earth, where we're 616. So that means that we can still have Norrin Rad as Silver Surfer as a 616 universe.
Okay. So it sounds like the War of the Zip Codes, Craig?
I was going to say to all the naysayers or the people complaining about there being a female surfer, she's a Silver Surfer. She's not the Silver Surfer, the one we all know. Kind of like how Tilda Swinton was a Ancient One in Doctor Strange, not the Ancient One. It was one of several.
So that gives some credence. By the way, I was expecting less. We'd seen some stills where I don't think she initially looked that good. She looks a little bit better here. Do you want to? We can roll the video, and you say stop. I'm going to bring down the audio a little bit so it's not so distracting. But
she looks better. She looks better than the fake trailer we saw before.
So this all looks great. I love the retro ship. The thing is, by the way, that ship. So you go back to this spacecraft looks nothing like a Mercury. I don't know how it was depicted in the comic books. Is that comic book accurate?
Yeah, not really kind. Yeah, but 4 engines. So symbolically, 4 engines.
The first Fantastic comic came out in '61, so the space race wasn't that full go. There you go, Matt.
Matt says Doug Jones was a physical actor of the previous Silver Surfer, also made famous for his work with the Guillermo del Toro. Oh, that's right. And was Mac the Knight in the old McDonald's commercials. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, and Corey here says, hasn't it been said or theorized that Doctor Doom doesn't end up in this film other than in like a post or mid-credit scene? What have you guys heard about that?
Correct. That's what I've heard.
Yes, he'll be at the very end.
All right. So, and is this going to be a very linear end to this into the so this is phase 6? Are we going to build as much in a linear fashion as we did the initial Avengers rollout?
Yes.
Okay.
I think things are moving quicker, though. Things are moving quicker because we've had a lot of multiverse stuff that just has been involved in things that have not been stellar.
All right. I think they've lost a lot of oomph. I think I see what they're doing with the 5-hour chair rollout and all that stuff, and they're trying to regain some of that. Hope always springs eternal. I'm not just reflexively going to crap all over Marvel. There are things that I think that they would have to admit were a miss. Look at the Daredevil series is at least an acknowledgement that they needed to
Clean it up a little.
Get more on board with what the fans want. I think the folly is ignoring what the fans want. The folly is just dismissing what the fans want and simply saying, well, they don't want change, or they don't want a woman this, or they don't want that. No. Anyone who's a fan, you guys are obviously, heroin addict level fans, and I'm a pretty big fan. But the thing that I do realize is that these are the stories are replete with all sorts of different types of people, and when they're well done, they're successful, and when they're not, even in the comic books, when they're not, they had series that they tried to get the fans to take to, and they just never did. Trust what you've had litmus tested in the comic book realm. That should be a good way to guide what you do. Am I correct, Craig?
You're exactly correct, Steve. And I want to go back to your earlier point about it being linear. After this movie, it will, and even before this movie, because the Thunderbolts come out in a couple weeks as we're recording this, and the Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four will all be in the Avengers Doomsday. So we're going to get everything linear and everyone on one universe. For once.
All right, I'm going to ask you to do something very important, if I may here, Craig. Yes, log back onto the X account, make a comment. Let me see if it comes up.
Gotcha.
We're testing this all in real time. We know there's a number of people watching, but I just want to see if I'm getting the comments. I'm getting all the YouTube, by the way. Some very insightful stuff. I'm going to Craig, I'm sorry, Rob, you had something to say?
Yes. While Craig is doing that, you have to remember that Feige is like heroin addict Fantastic Four. This is his team.
Oh,
his
really?
Book. Yeah. He does not want to let this, he has been so diligent about making sure this is going to work right. And, when Craig mentioned there's no heroes, which when Fantastic Four started, there were no heroes. But Shackman has said, that's the director, he did Spider-Man movies. Shackman said there's no other heroes in this at all.
Yeah. So that's why, I love that. I love that, actually. There gets to be a point where there's such a glut that I think it always helps to reset. Now, let me ask you, there's been rumors, Rob, that they're going to actually reset the comic book series itself.
Yes.
They're going to do that.
I don't know what's going to happen in the book, but I know the storyline that's been going on right now is One World Under Doom, where Dr. Doom is now the Sorcerer Supreme, and all the heroes and all the villains are fighting him. But the point is, he cured the Thing, so he's just Ben Grimm now. One by one, he's eliminating them. And the last issue of this series is they're going back in time to be able to become the Fantastic Four again. So it's quite possible that's really going to coincide with this movie. So maybe they'll go back in time, but end up in a futuristic 1960s universe and be the Fantastic Four there. So it'll go hand in hand with the movie.
So it's
new viewers.
It's very cool. By the way, our good friend Dan Colachico, President Steve Rocks, great guy, super great guy, super talented video guy in his own right, and just the best. He says he's back on board after this trailer. I am as well. Again, I think so much of it, Steph. Let me ask you. So much of this has to do with the style. I mean, are you loving this retro? I love that. Retro. If you're a fan of the film Forbidden Planet, or what was the Jude Law film that I really love, which is Sky King.
Captain Sky. Yeah, Captain Sky, Captain the World of Tomorrow.
Loved it. Loved that whole retro look. I think this is very similar in vibe. Do you feel the same way about this and the whole presentation, Steph?
Yeah, I'm all about retro. I think a malt shop would fit right in there. They should add that. Yeah, it gives me like the Jetsons vibe, especially with the robot in the house. It's like Rosie from the Jetsons. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, I'm all about I always say I was born in the wrong era. So I'm all about things that are retro. So I think it's a pretty cool look.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say, like, just ever since Infinity Wars, I've been so lost in all these movies, and just it's hard for me to get excited for them because I'm like, okay, where are we now? What universe are we in? All these other characters pop in. So if you guys are all saying like this is kind of going to be the start of something a little bit better, we're making it more linear, we're focusing on just these four, I have more interest in seeing it than before, because if we're introducing a million other things, I'm like, okay, I'm checked out.
Do you think, Steph? So here, let me. Matthew writes, says Marvel has let a few plates drop. Focus on the center ones, keep those spinning, and that's kind of speaking of what you're saying, which is that we did go off on a whole bunch of different tangents, and then they were kind of left like with the Eternals and having to sort of acknowledge, what happened in the Eternals in the Captain America movie. There was there was this mad rush to just, they love this, and this is a story in Hollywood, as old as time. And I'm saying that as an observer. I'm not one of the Warner Brothers, but it seems to be something is popular. Guess what? They're going to go ape shit on it and flood. And I think that has done them a disservice. I like this. I like this approach. So does that resonate with you as well, Steph?
Sure.
Yeah, you don't seem convinced.
Can I ask Steph a question?
Yes, go ahead.
You said
the
like
court
that
recognizes
robot.
Rob. Go ahead.
You like that robot, right? That little robot?
Yeah,
Herbie is his name.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Herbie originated and some people think he was just originated in the cartoon, replacing the Human Torch, which was a Saturday morning cartoon, which that did happen. But in the around the like 180s, 190s Fantastic Four comic books, Reed Richards created him as a way to find Galactus. So if Herbie's main function is to find Galactus, and we're having Galactus in this movie, you got to be pretty sure that they're connected.
Do you think? Okay, I'm a little lost there, but Galactus obviously.
I'll explain.
Go ahead.
What do you want me to explain? In the comic book,
I'll turn that over to you, Steph. What would you like Rob to explain about that?
All of it.
All of it.
In the comic book, Reed Richards created Herbie, that little robot.
I have the feeling, by the way, Steph, I feel like you and I are sitting at a small poker table and, and a small card table, and the family, the whole is eating the actual meal, and but go ahead.
I feel so dumb because you guys know so much. I'm like, yeah, this looks great.
I mean, I know a fair amount, but these guys are, this is baked into their DNA. So go ahead, Rob, explain.
No, so they were searching because way back in the beginning, when the Fantastic Four defeated Galactus, he made an oath that he would never attack our Earth again. But then they needed him, so they were trying to find him. So Reed Richards built Herbie as a detector, like a metal detector kind of, but a Galactus detector. and that's how they found Galactus. Now,
It
Craig
must be
wants
very
to add-
hard with the guys. I mean, it's, well, here. I mean, let me just take us here to the end here. 1 second. 1 second. I mean, how do you possibly? I'm gonna need help finding this fucking guy. Were there any
Big ass
identifying
foot just-
features?
Destroying the
Yeah.
city.
What did he look like? Yeah.
It's a big universe. It's a big multiverse.
I better build a robot to help me find this thing.
No, Herbie.
We're talking
now,
about the 1970s too. You know.
Yes, where things the size of mountains were much more difficult to find.
Hey, I didn't write
where
it.
the F is Mount Everest?
no, I was going to say that the cartoon, the Fantastic Four cartoon from the 80s, they put Herbie in there. That's the first time I saw him because I wasn't.
But he
I
was
didn't read
before
all the
that.
comics that Rob did. But when the Fantastic Four had their own Saturday morning cartoon, they thought that Human Torch would scare kids or would think they would start lighting themselves on fire. So the Fantastic Four was Thing, Sue, Reed, and Herbie. So when I saw Herbie in this trailer, I was like, "Oh, that's a nod to the cartoon." Now, because of Rob, I know that it was a nod to the comic book character, the Galactus finding robot. Because when you need to find something that big, you create something that small.
Yeah, it's a what size shoe is he wearing? Well,
building
look, I
size
found a footprint. Where is it? It's Brooklyn.
Look, I just read the comics and bought the comics.
Okay.
I didn't write them.
So, man, what? Any identifying features? Well, his toe was the size of my apartment building.
It's like the old elephant joke. Oh, well, we were bankrupt robbed by elephants. What were they? Indian elephants or African elephants? I don't know. They were in masks.
I like that. So, all right. So let's go through a little bit, and I like this again. The beginning. Everybody, despite there's always contentions as to who's been cast, and I love the fact that they are comic book accurate with him.
Steve,
Yes.
right here, we just passed it when he was lifting up the Volkswagen.
Was that
Street.
Herbie the Love Bug, Herbie's mistress?
No, Herbie the Love Bug. Yeah, that's kind of funny too. But when he's lifting it up, and it's hard. If it's zoomed in, you could see it. The street he's on is Yancey Street,
Right.
which has been part of Fantastic Four. That's the street the Thing was, grew up on.
Right.
And the Yancey Street gang always were doing pranks on him. So,
And?
So Yancey Street is a big
Is a
deal.
big part of this? Okay. All right. And what
part.
you noticed something with Stan Lee as well, did you not?
Right. There's a sign and it says Stanley Service Center.
Is it visible in this video?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop
you
it when
gotta
we get
go
to
to
it.
where. Okay, so
Right there?
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because I know you went through this like the Zapruder film, Rob.
Yeah.
It's right
Oh, and
next.
another
It's
thing-
right next to
another
Madame
thing you guys
Ola's
should know.
Tug Hut.
Another thing you guys should know about the Thing. The Thing was basically portrayed a mirror image of kind of Jack Kirby when Jack Kirby created him. Jack Kirby grew up in New York. Jack Kirby smoked cigars. The Thing smoked cigars. Jack Kirby was Jewish, and we found out the Thing was Jewish. And
By the way,
Evan Moss,
just as a side note, that would be one hell of a bris to watch.
and
I
Evan
mean,
Moss,
you would need
is actually
you would need a diamond drill.
Evan Moss is the first Jewish actor to play the Thing.
He's great. He's great. So from The Bear.
There he is. And he's even as the Thing, he's in the kitchen testing food, just like the Bear.
What do you mean?
If you look at that cereal box,
Yeah.
the back of the cereal box, the Human Torch is on the cereal box.
Yeah, I love also, and their celebrity status was part of the original comic run, correct?
Yes.
Dad, just kidding. You are out of your
Well,
Let me ask you quickly here as we're going through this. Do you think Pedro Pascal was a miscast cast, or where? How do you? Because I think he's pretty damn versatile. He looks solid in this. What's your take?
My take is I didn't agree with this actor playing this part, but now I'm kind of embracing it. The more I see, the more I'm embracing it.
Matthew's asking.
I was a John Krasinski
Hold 1 second
guy.
here. Matthew's asking. Marvel is known for editing things in and out of scenes for trailers. Is there anything you think they are trying to hide?
No, I think my problem with Marvel trailers usually is that they give away too much in the film. They're doing a good job with this, but I mean, we've seen, and we've even talked about things that have been in trailers in Marvel that didn't show up in the film at all. You know, the running scene with the Hulk and
Right.
Infinity War, just one example. I think with this, I think they're really doing their due diligence not to give anything away. I think they dropped the ball with the Captain America Brave New World trailer by showing the Red Hulk all over the place. That was the whole crux of the movie, but they wanted to sell merchandise. Here at Fantastic Four First Steps, because they know how important this movie is, they're not giving away anything. It's a good call, Matt. But I don't think they're trying to hide anything here.
Okay.
And I think this scene here
The bounds of space.
is
And they heard.
right when she
You want me to pause
says,
it?
"Are you the leaders? Are you the leaders? The protectors of this world?"
Right.
She doesn't tell them anything about Galactus. She just says your planet is marked for death. I think when he flies up there, he asks her why, and she'll say Galactus.
Oh,
I'm just speculating, I think.
Okay.
Marked for death.
Looks good. She looks better than I saw in the original. Some of the original stills, they've given a little bit more detail. It's actually
How's her
pretty.
feet?
It's pretty wild to look at Lawrence Fishburne. Look at that version of the Silver Surfer. Almost how many years ago now is it? How many years did the movie come out? I mean, and the CGI on that was pretty effing good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
All right. Go
I
ahead.
still can't believe Joseph Quinn. I can't believe that's Eddie Munson from Stranger Things. He looks nothing like him.
Yeah, looks terrific.
I don't know.
Michael Giacchino's music is so good. Always is.
He's good.
So that scene right there, is that the initial encounter in space that transforms them? What is it? Is that, do we
He
believe
looked
that's
like Earth is on fire.
Oh,
Weird. Yeah, that I'm not sure what we're seeing there. I mean, that could be the end. It could be when that Galactus is consuming that planet. But the other thing you
right,
have
he's a
to
big
remember,
boy.
and we have not addressed this, and it is key to this. Her pregnancy, the birth of Franklin Richards. Franklin Richards is the key to everything. Now you could see that there's maybe a baby bump there,
Right.
but he is the key to everything because his powers he will end up, the Galactus will be the herald of Franklin Richards at some point in the comic books.
Okay.
And at the end of Secret Wars, the Fantastic Four with Franklin Richards leaves to recreate the multiverse because that's his power. So it's the first steps of them, the Fantastic Four, going into space and everything, first steps, but it's also Franklin's first steps.
All right. So
It's a
let's
parallel.
run this a little bit further here. And that's what you're talking about. She's obviously looking into a crib.
Mm-hmm.
And we believe that is who you were just mentioning, correct, Rob? Right,
Yeah.
right here. Boom. There we go. I'm not giving up.
Mm-hmm.
Not giving up. We will face this together.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Fight it together. As a family.
That looks good.
Yeah. And I agree, Steph. Everything is, that retro, again, that everything just has a cool look to it. And again, but it does look otherworldly. That's our first shot of Reed stretching.
Yeah.
All right.
We will protect you.
All right.
I think the planet turns on them because they're not doing a very good job of protecting them from a giant purple man that's going to eat their planet.
Right, which is what you tell the police. So what did he look like?
What did he look
He
like?
was giant and purple. Yeah, Silver Surfer looks so good. I agree, Dan. It does. Looks better than I thought. We had originally seen some stills and it looked like crap, but we're good. So we're coming up on a run on this. I think we dissected this like a mofo. General consensus, I'll leave it. Final statements, like a proper courtroom. Craig, where are we standing on this trailer?
We're standing firm that this could be the biggest hit of the summer for Marvel. Before it's a big. It's not a sequel to the Thunderbolts, but Thunderbolts will set this up, and I'm looking forward to both with bated breath.
Okay, Rob.
I will be having my birthday party at the movie theater watching this movie because my birthday's in August, so I will see it probably every week, and then my birthday will have a party.
I'm going to buy tickets just to watch the parents dropping their kids off at your birthday party.
Yeah.
Are you sure about this, man? No, it's going to be great. I mean, I can think of no better gift for you than the Fantastic Four movie. So I'm hoping with every ounce of my being that it is wonderful because you deserve it. You deserve a good birthday, Steph. I know you're excited. Anything else you want to say about the trailer and about your anticipation for the movie? It's July. It's opening.
Yeah, I mean, the one I did not see the 1984 one, the original, but I did see the one with Jessica Alba, Chris Evans, Michael Chiklis, and it was entertaining. That was good. I got through like half of the Michael B. Jordan like remake and had to turn it off because I was bored out of my mind. So having said all that, I'm hoping this will surpass both of those movies. But so far, like I said, the vibe's pretty cool. And after hearing you guys talk more about it, seems better than I originally thought. So we'll see. Hopefully it is as good as people are hoping.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that about wraps it up for this. Again, the Comic Book Gurus, you know that if you're on the channel right now, you know that's the channel. Get the word out. Subscribe if you haven't. And on X, if you have liked what you've seen here, there's a whole bunch of other videos up on the Comic Book Gurus page on YouTube. I didn't get a chance to put up a closing graphic telling you to subscribe because, well, they updated some of my software, and I didn't realize that until I sat down to do this. So I'm going to ask you to subscribe. I'll close with our opening, and thank you for watching this. Really appreciate you taking the time. Guys, did you like this? Did this feel good?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I loved it.
Dan saying good night. All right. If that's it, I think it looks like we had some people watching on a Friday. I'll take that as a win. All right, guys, you have a good one. I'm going to finish it off here with the opening credits and try to stop it before it rolls right into the same shot that we're on right now. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.
Good night.